Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started. Again, if there's a seat near you, please find that seat. I am so excited about today. I mean, we've been putting in work, but the work that we've put in, we're about to see the payoff of the work, and then we're going to do more work and do more payoffs. My name is Andre Bunley, the Director of the Mayor's Office of African American Male Engagement, and I'd like to introduce to these dignitaries some very, very important people. And the very, very important people are the people sitting at those white tables. So let's give those individuals sitting at these white tables a hand. You are dignitaries. This is going to be a great evening, and so I'm going to bring up two very, very special individuals who have been putting in work. I can co-sign their work. I was sitting at the table, right? So the first person I would like to bring up is the president of the Baltimore Downtown Partnership. I think I got that right. So put your hands together for Ms. Shalonda Stokes.
Is that all y'all giving me today? I want like, woo, woo! Thank you so much. And I know we're gonna bring up my partner in crime in a minute, Deputy Mayor Leach and I, and to everybody who's been a part of this process, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. From our Squeegee leadership team, those who have been out, to the business community, the residents, the partners, we thank you, thank you, thank you. You know why? Because we're gonna make this work. We had an interview with the media the other day, and they said, what's different? Like, we saw this before. This has been happening all over. Like, why is this going to work? And the answer is because we wanted to. Not just one group, but we wanted to. Davion, that's what we say, right? We want this to work for everybody. And when you have that kind of collective will, and you have people who are willing to put resources behind it, it will be there. So this isn't about us. I thank you for that. I'm gonna let Deputy Mayor come up. And I know y'all wanna hear from the mayor and all of this stuff and get this thing going. Just wanted to thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna bring up my partner in crime, Deputy Mayor Leach, to get it, and then we'll continue on.
All right, how y'all doing? All right, Shalonda wanted some whoop whoop. I need something too. Let me get something. All right. Okay, did y'all have a good time? Y'all had a good time? Who got a haircut? Nobody got a haircut? Okay, somebody got a haircut. Somebody got a haircut, manicure. Did somebody do an interview, a job interview today? Got a couple job interviews. Y'all feeling good? You not feeling good, wild baby? I'm gonna make sure that you feel good. I'm gonna come find you after this, okay? Well, I hope you feel good because you look good. You look amazing. And we are so, so, so proud of you. And we're so excited to be here today and to offer all of these resources. If you look around this room, look around your table, look around this whole room, these are the people that love you. We love you. And that is what today is about. Today is about showing you all and showing each other that we love each other and that we believe in the promise of our young people. And so I'm not going to stay before you long. I want to bring up the mayor of our great city so that he can tell you how much we love you. Mayor Scott.
What's up, y'all? Peace, everybody. See, they didn't do it right. I had to get the Wu-Tang walk-up music. They didn't do it the right way. Sorry, Shalonda and Faith, I had to one-up y'all. They look better than me, so I had to have some music. So today really is about all of you young men. Just one of the young brothers just asked me if it was hard becoming the mayor of Baltimore. And I said, yes, it was very hard. We know that Baltimore is hard. This is not an easy place to live. But as I said to him, and I'll say to all of you young men and women, that I wasn't going to let anything stop me from being what I know I was destined to be. I knew, and I was taught, and I was raised that the only thing that could stop me from being what I was destined to be was me. And we want all of you to feel that love. And when you're talking about an issue like this, the things that all of us go through in the city of Baltimore, this is why we're here. This is why I, last July, pulled this collaborative together, because I, just like you, grew up on these streets. You know, many of you know I'm from Park Heights. That's where I grew up. So we know how it is to be young and black and poor in Baltimore, and how that sometimes is like the hardest thing ever. And you feel like there is no way that you're going to make it. But I'm a testament that you can make it. And what we're going to do continuously, and I want to thank all of the business people. I want to thank Joe Jones. I want to thank John Brothers. I want to thank Brian from Care First. I want to thank all of Kevin Plank, the great folks at Under Armour, for also believing that we can do better, and with and for you. That you can be whatever you want to be. But it's also, yeah, we can clap for that. It's also our responsibility to not just see you and drive by, but to see you, to hear you, to believe in you, to work in you, to invest in you, to give us your time, your energy, to allow you to unpack that potential. And that's what this is all about. But it's also about something else. It's about the accountability that we gotta have for ourselves and for each other and those around us. This is what this is about. How we can turn the tables on so many folks who just want to throw each and every one of y'all away, push you away so they no longer have to see you, and go on living about their comfortable lives. We want them to see you and know that you're gonna grow into the best version of yourself, not alone, but with all of us working with you. So please continue to stay engaged with us. Continue to let us know when there's something wrong. Continue to pull your brothers and sisters along, the folks that you know, your friends that you think need to be involved and get connected with us too. Because that's the only way that we're gonna change not just your individual lives, but our city, by continuing to build each other up, to love on you, to love each other in the way that we don't see each other as enemies. We see each other as brothers. We see each other as family each and every day, so that we want for our family members what we want for ourselves, and that's the best. So I want to let y'all know that this is simply just the beginning. Thank you for being here today, but stay committed, stay connected with us so that we can all create the best Baltimore that we can be. Thank you. Oh, my bad. I got to do an introduction. Sorry about that. I'm going to bring up now a gentleman who leads our police department in a way, quite frankly, that we didn't have when I was a young person. Never in my lifetime, did we have a police commissioner who talked about things other than policing being a part of the solution, who talked about how we don't need to just arrest any and everybody. Quite frankly, when I was a young man in Baltimore, that's all we did was arrest people, right? I got set down each and every day for just being myself outside. This police commissioner sees and understands how we have to work in a collective way to make Baltimore better. So our police commissioner, Michael Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your leadership. And good afternoon, everybody. Look, I'm your police commissioner, Michael Harrison. And all of this that you see, all of us have been working all summer and all fall and now through the winter to this day for one reason. And that reason is we love you. You heard it from the deputy mayor. I don't know if you've ever heard it from a police officer. We love you. I love you. Everything we do to help you. We want to help you have a life. We want to help you to earn a living and not just make a hustle. We want you to be able to take care of yourselves and your family and have your family look at you and be proud. Everything we're doing is to help you, and everything we want to do is not to hurt you. And because we love you, just like I have people who I keep around me, like my colonel, it's part of his job to help protect me from me and some of my own bad decisions. It is our job to help you and protect you sometimes from you and from making bad decisions. And so all of us are here together because we love you and we want to help you. And we are working to give you the police department you deserve, that's going to treat you with dignity, treat you with respect, and help you become the productive citizens that we know you want to be, and that's why you're here. So we're here to support you. Every officer is being trained right now on how to help you. Yes, some love is tough love, and sometimes we have to make tough decisions, but the tough decisions are always there to help you get better and to help you stay safe. Because at the end of the day, all everybody wants in Baltimore is to be safe and to have a safe city. So we want to protect you from the people who want to do you harm, but we want to protect everybody from anybody who wants to do harm. Today, you're here and we're here because we love you. And I hope you accept that love. Thank you. I'll turn it over to our Deputy Mayor.
All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get started with the program? I need more than that. Y'all know I need more than that. Y'all ready? All right, so I'm gonna bring to the stage, well, y'all already met him earlier, but I'm gonna bring to the stage one of the most incredible and committed leaders in the city of Baltimore, Dr. Andre Bunley, and he's gonna lead our next panel, and we're gonna have a real conversation. We're gonna talk about what it means to pivot. We're gonna talk about what it means to start in one place and end up in another. And we're gonna talk about what it means to move from the corner to the office. So Dr. Bunley, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Can you all, here you go, Deputy Mayor. So I'm not gonna come up to do that panel, everything that the deputy just said, but I am gonna introduce a very, very strong brother in the city that has basically a singular mind about making certain that people eat, that we all need to eat. So I want to bring up to you the stage right now who's going to facilitate a panel. Right now, Mr. Joe Jones. Let's give him some love, y'all.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Y'all looking like, okay, what's up next? Hey, look, I'm Joe Jones. I'm founder and CEO of the Center for Urban Families. And young people, I need y'all to look at me for a minute because I need to have a really honest conversation with you because this is what it's about for us, right? I grew up here in Baltimore City, right? Lived a stone's throw from here in what used to be Lafayette Projects. And that's when my pops left, right? When I was like 9 years old. And I fell through the cracks hard. And when I came up, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I finally found myself. And the first time a man ever had a conversation with me about professional dress, I was 31 years old, right? And he told me, he said, it's one thing when you have on a pair of slacks and a polo shirt. It's another thing when you have on a pair of dress slacks and a dress shirt. It's another thing when you have on a dress shirt and a tie. It's another thing when you have on a dress shirt, a tie, and a jacket. And the reason why he did that, because he said there's different levels of respect in the game of work that come with that. And I want to share something with you that's a real story about how that plays out in life. There's a group of us, adults in this room, who rallied around a young person in Baltimore City who was caught up in the legal system. And this young person had to go to court, right? And we were absolutely adamant that when that person went to court, that young person went to court, that person was going to have on the gear necessary to make the very best first impression that person could make in court, because somebody else, a judge, was about to make a determination on that person's future. And this is what happened. We get there, and the young person's public defender comes in, and this young person is dressed to the T. He's got this entire gear on, right? The person's public defender didn't even recognize him, right? Because he was dressed differently, right? And so that was the first thing, right? Then we get in court, right? And the young person walked up in front of the judge, and the judge said, young man, said, I want you to know that of all the people who have come before me, you're the only one who came in here dressed the way that you are, and how much of an impression you have made on me. Now, I can't tell you all that went into that person's decision about making a judgment on that person's sentence. What I can tell you is that person walked out of that courtroom with a second chance that I'm convinced they would not have gotten if they didn't have legal representation and they didn't represent themselves well, right? So I want you to hear that. So today, we're gonna have a conversation around from the corner to the office, how to transition from squeegee work to a career path, right? And so I'm gonna ask, where's Vicky at? Vic, come on up, Vic. Okay, get Vic. Okay. Vic, you know you can pick any chair you want, right? Then we're gonna have Jawan Gill. Where's Jawan? Then we're gonna have Mr. See, this brother, you talk about people on the grind, Mr. Vernon Horton. Vern, come on up. And last but not least, a former NFL baller from Baltimore, Mr. Joel Gamble. All right, so this is how we're gonna start this off, right? I wanna go to Joel first, right? And I wanna ask Joel if he could talk about this whole notion of code switching, right? Like for me, to be honest with you, I have this gear on. I can't stand wearing this stuff. I hate it. I love sweats. I love my sneakers. I just love to be low key. But in the game that I play in the world of work, like 15 minutes ago, there was a group of us meeting with a group of business leaders in another room here, talking about the work to support you all. So I had to have this gear on to represent you in that room, right? Now, if it was a different room, right, if we were in here playing ball, I have on different gear, right? So Joe, can you talk about this code switching? And first of all, let me introduce him properly. This is Mr. Joel Gamble, who is the Vice President and Community Manager for Baltimore for Chase Bank, right? And if you don't know anything about Chase Bank, you may have heard recently they just opened up a community hub at Mondawmin Mall next to where Fridays is, right? But Joe, I would be remiss if, given that I introduced you as being an former NFL baller, if we didn't take a second out to pay our respects and continue prayers for Mr. Damar Hamilton, the young brother number 3 from the Buffalo Bills, who we know is making good progress, right? Joe?
There we go. Yeah, definitely want to put up our prayers for Damar Hamlin. We know that the NFL is a dangerous sport. That's a sport that I played, but it's a blessing to play. And so just seeing him on the field, and one of the first times we've ever seen somebody getting CPR administered on them in the field. And so that's something that was rare. And NFL is a brotherhood, and so we definitely put our prayers up for him that he has continued recovery. But you asked the question about code switching, and so I'm from West Baltimore, born and raised, Carver graduate, and so
West Side, where we at?
West Side, where we at?
Oh, all right.
West Side, the best side. But anyway, yeah, and so just growing up in Baltimore, we know the grit, the grind, the hard work it takes, the work ethic. Everybody in here, I'm excited for you guys to actually be here in this room. That shows how much you're willing to be successful in life. And so I just want to clap it up for everybody in this room. Clap it up for yourselves. Let's go. Absolutely. I've always said, even once I made it to the NFL and growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of resources growing up in West Baltimore, right? There wasn't a whole lot of there wasn't any NFL players coming back to the hood in West Baltimore. And so when I was growing up, I said to myself, if I got the chance to be successful, and I didn't know at the time that I was gonna make it to the NFL, but I said, if I had the chance to be successful in life, that I always wanted to come back to Baltimore and continue to give back to my community to provide resources. And so I was blessed with the opportunity to play for 3 teams in the NFL. And when a lot of people think about being an NFL player, they think, oh, that's an athlete, things were easy for him. But graduating from college, it took me 5 years. I wasn't drafted into the NFL. It took me 5 years to get to the league. And so it was a journey. And so along that time, there was various obstacles in the way, plenty of scouts telling me, no, you're not good enough. But I never let that stand in the way of me reaching my goals and my aspirations. And so I had a dream, and many of you probably have a dream or a goal or aspiration that you want to actually reach. And I would tell you that never let anybody take you away from your goals and your dreams and your aspirations. And so I never did that. And so I got blessed with the opportunity to play for 3 teams. After that 5-year grind, I got signed by the Philadelphia Eagles, played with them, played with the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans. The lockout came, and so right then and there, my career was over. It was hard for me to get back into the NFL, and so I had to pivot. Talk about a pivot. And so I have a dream job of playing in the NFL. I'm in various cities, I'm traveling, I'm playing a sport that I love, but boom, that's it, it's over. And so I gotta figure out what's next. But remember, we from Baltimore, right? We from Baltimore. And so, yeah, you know the song. So we always have that ability to be resilient and to work hard. And so that's what I had. And I always leaned on that Baltimore grit, right? And so everybody in this room has that. People are squeegee workers. I see folks out on the corner. It's cold, it's raining, it's hot. I mean, that's a transferable skill that whatever you do in life, you already have that hard work ethic. Not everybody has that. And a lot of people in Baltimore do. And so I was able to pivot, and I didn't code switch. I always thought about, remember, I wanted to give back to my community. And so when I came back to Baltimore, I started my own organization and started to give back to the community, started a flag football league, football camps, giving resources to kids. But I continued to build my brand in the community, right? And so that afforded me an opportunity. Once I built my brand to the point where everybody saw that, man, he's doing a lot in the community, that gave me and afforded me the opportunity to work now for the top financial institution in the country. And so I do put on a suit and tie because I do realize that corporate America, not a lot of folks look like me in corporate America, but I'm blessed because I'm still able to walk in through the hood and connect with everybody. But I'm also able to walk into a room where it's CEOs and corporate business folks, and I'm able to advocate for my community and bring resources to my community. And so you always just think about, I know it's several people, if not everybody, that's gonna be successful in life and whatever they wanna do, right? Always think about your passion, what you're passionate about, and you'll be able to pivot when you think about your passion, your dreams, and you focus on that. Don't let anybody take you away from that. And make sure you come back to Baltimore and give back, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to Baltimore.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel. Thank you. So, Vicky, talk to us about your pivot, right? You've been on the corners, right? You in Squeegee, right? You're now part of the Squeegee leadership team. You've been connected to Moaing. So can you talk about that pivot and some of the wins, the successes in that, but also the struggles that you've had to overcome to even get to the place where you are now and what you want for the future?
So basically, I used to get up every day, you feel me? Go outside, do the same old. But now it's to the point, you feel me? I see that it's more to life, you feel me? Thanks to my mentor, Vernon, you feel me? He taught me how to get up every day, you feel me? Search for more stuff, you feel me? Show that it's more to life than being on the corner, you feel me? Wasting my time and day. But most of the challenges, you feel me, that I had was, disrespectful people. Me wanting to give up, you feel me, not trying, know that I can do better in life, you feel me, not believing in myself. Some of the good things that I done got out of it is, I don't even know. You feel me?
Biggie, do me a favor. You've been a part of the Squeegee leadership team, right? You've been in conversations with the mayor, with the police commissioner, with Deputy Commissioner Leach, right? Deputy City Solicitor Ebony Thompson. Matter of fact, where's Ebony? Because the two of them, I wish y'all could, this is the Deputy City Solicitor. This is a lawyer. This is the city's second top lawyer, right? The two of them have had conversations where we done had to step out of the way because those two sisters done gone at it, right? So can you talk about how it's been for you coming into a room with those people, and what did it take to gain your trust?
I mean, it took for y'all to listen to us, you feel me? And understand where we was coming from. And like, see that like we really wanted to change. Like, y'all really heard us out. Like, everything that we came from, like, y'all understood, like, that it was time for us to change. Like, that y'all seen that we wanted to change too. So, I mean, going back and forth, I mean, it felt good knowing that like I got a standpoint, you feel me? And that not only you, Deputy Mayor Leach, Brandon Scott, you feel me? Like, y'all understood, you feel me? Like, y'all knew where I was coming from and how I felt.
And what's this? People keep hearing MOAIM. What the heck is MOAIM? Can you help us understand this thing?
All right, MOAIM is the Mayor's Office of African American Male Engagement. So,
wait a minute, is that Tracy and Doc?
Yeah.
That's Doc Bunny. Make sure people know, put your hand back up, right? I want people, where's Tracy? There's Tracy in the back. These two people who are the leadership of MOAIM with the other MOAIM team members put in a lot of work to get us to the point where we are now. Without MOAIM, we would not be in this room right now. I want to be really, really clear about this. So help us to understand how you connected with MOAIM.
I really connected with MOAIM like a few years back. They came out doing their little outreach on President, and they basically told me like they can help me, you feel me, get to where I'm at now. At first I ain't believe it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was BS. But now it's more than BS, you feel me? Like, it's a lot. But other than that, I mean, they help you get to where you at. Like my man Davion, he didn't finish welding school. A couple out of us out here went back to school, finished school. My man's Juan and got a job with DPW.
Yeah.
So it's like, Mo ain't really there for us, you feel me?
Yeah. So the pivot is real.
Yeah.
And give us your vision, your future. What do you want for yourself in life?
I want to start my own detailing business.
And do you have a Shine site?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about Shine a little bit.
Shine is a platform where though, like, it basically tell you what you want to do. You feel me? It's basically putting out what you want to do in life. Like.
And people can donate to it.
Yeah,
right?
that.
So they can donate to your vision right now, not tomorrow. Today they can donate to your vision, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jawan, former Squeegee worker, getting paid. When's payday?
Friday.
Friday. What time?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. You want me to come pick you up?
Spending no money on you.
Talk to us about, man, your pivot, man. How did you get connected to Squeegee, and what was it like to work your way out of it, and your connection to MOAIM, and what you're doing now?
First of all, my name's Juwan Gill. I'm an ex-Squeegee worker.
Ex?
Ex, as in we don't do that no more. I started Squeegee when I was about 24. I started Squeegee when I was like 14, 15. And I tried to raise some money to be able to take care of my household, make sure I can buy stuff that...
Wait a minute. Take care of your household,
Yeah.
but you're only 14, 15.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Make sure people understand that,
Yeah.
right? This wasn't something that you just thought you had to do. I mean, you thought about doing. You needed to do this to help your family.
It was a decision that I made at a critical time in my life. My mother just had a back injury. She wasn't able to work. She wasn't able to move. And luckily, one of my friends brought it to me that, hey, bro, you can make some money trying Squeegee. So ever since that day, I just started doing it, and I've been doing it for about 5 to 6 years. So until like 2014 or like 2020.
And what happened in 2020?
2020, I started going through some extra personal stuff that I ain't even really want to be on the Squeegee lot for. So.
And then, how'd you get connected to Moang?
Oh, well, I got connected through Moang. I had a lot of references. I had friends that was close to me. I had multiple people that was trying to come up to the block to offer us services, telling us about the programs. Mr. Rick, shout out my man, Mr. Rick. He helped us with the program a long time ago, about 5 years ago. So, yeah.
And when did you get connected with DPW, right?
No, Department of General Services.
General Services.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. DPW, not him. General Services, him.
So, but I ended up going through I was very reluctant at first, but I ended up.
Tell us, why were you reluctant?
You know, you don't really want to. It's really hard to accept help. That's the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, like, it's help is given to y'all, and it's be offered to y'all, but it's hard to really put that hand back out and just shake it, you know? So, I mean, it's really up to y'all if y'all want to make the decision.
What was the thing that got you over the hump to say, yeah, okay, I now need help, and let me accept it?
Oh, like people like this man right here.
Oh,
people,
okay.
People, like I said, my man, these whole 2 tables right here too. Like, everybody right there to help me. Like, everybody done pushed me to go, keep going forward. I had family that helped me. Miss Tracy, shout out. Also, like, extra people that just I work with too. You know what I'm saying now?
Put the mic up to your mouth. Yes, we want to make sure they hear you. Yeah.
All right. So.
And is it the job with DGS? Is that your first formal job?
No, it's not my first formal, but like you say, like, everybody ain't perfect, so you had some mess ups in the past, and you might just want to get your life back together, you know?
That's right. Okay, all right. So Friday at 3 o'clock, me and you.
Man, you what?
No. All right. So, Mr. Vern. Mr. Vern. I've been hearing your name for so long, right? And it's coming from young people. And the one thing about young people, they know whether or not you're authentic or not, right? So, you are part of the Moang family.
My bad.
You making career moves, but your heart and soul and commitment has been to Moang. When you hear Vicky and you hear Jawan talk about their journeys from the corner to this new place that they are now, and you know that you had a role in it. Can you talk about, you know, what it is about the role, what it is about you, and what you see in these young people?
Thank you. Man, so it's a lot in that. But before I answer that question, this young man right here gave me a run for my money. This brother right here gave me a run for my money. He was being very authentic. It was a lot of layers and a lot of barriers in order for me to get through to him, because like he said, I would go and engage him and talk to him, and he wasn't trying to hear it. I found out later on that the faith really wasn't there. He didn't have too much faith in people that came and offered help, and he didn't disclose it, but he felt like he had been misled a few times. And I just kept going at him. I never gave up on him. Every time I saw him, I engaged him. I shook his hand, I hugged him, I told him I loved him because I meant it. And after, I don't know, maybe about 6 months, 7 months, we started spending more time with each other in terms of trying to find him work. And then one day he called me and he said, "Good brother, I'm ready now." I heard it in his voice. I said, "You ready?" He said, "I'm ready now." And we went to work, and my man got his job, and he ain't looked back yet. He been rocking and rolling, and he's a leader. So yeah. I had to put that out there before I answered the question. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. I'm very transparent with with who I am now in terms of why I do what I do. And the very short answer to that is, when I look at them, I see me. You know, the way I came up, the things that I experienced, and it's been very real. It was very rough, but a person like me being able to make the transition that I've made, and where I am right now in my life, you know, is nothing short of a miracle, realistically. And, you know, I'll say that without saying too much, but I get life, you know, when I'm around them. I go down on that Squeegee block. That's one of the best things that happened to me. I hang out with them, talk with them, chop it up with them, and I get to know them before I'm trying to offer them something, right? And you find out those real stories and those real experiences that people are going through that the public isn't aware of, you know? Give you an example. I won't take too long, brother, but I was one of the ones when I was young. I used to come home from school to an empty refrigerator every day. Every day. I didn't eat until I went to school, and I came in contact with men that were young men that was experiencing that. I could relate to it, right? So I knew in my heart and in my mind and in my soul I had to help. And I fell in love with them little brothers, man. I fell in love with all of them. Boosie, my man Tariq. I mean, I can name all of them. I ain't gonna say all y'all names, but they my brothers. So it's easy for me to get up and go down there and build that relationship and that rapport and do whatever I can do to assist. And I've done a great deal, and not to, you know, put it out there, but I go in my pocket a lot, because that's my family. Yeah. So, and just to see that transition and know that the transition that I made coming from where I came from and to where I am right now, I know that they can do much, far greater things. I know that they can surpass any accomplishments that I had. So that's my field. That's what pushes me, man. I love them little brothers, so yes, sir.
So Vicky and Jawan, right? I was in the street, but when I was in the street, it was a long time ago. It was a different kind of street. It was rough then. My sense of it now is even rougher. So how do you, when you see your peers out here at the tables and on corners, what would you say to them about this? What's needed to make this pivot? Why is it important to make this pivot? Why is it important to make it now? And either one of you can take it first.
Well, I mean, metamorphosis is going to kick in.
Pull it up close.
Metamorphosis is going to kick in eventually. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to want to grow into adults. Y'all going to want things that other people have. When y'all seeing them drive around, y'all come home to an empty refrigerator, y'all going to want to fill up your own refrigerator one day. So, I mean, my fault, because it's a real emotional topic. So, but because when I look at y'all, I see myself a little bit in one of y'all, and all y'all for real, because I used to do the same thing. And y'all like, it's right here, bro. Y'all got a real chance and opportunity to really make something out of yourselves right now. So please, I'm asking y'all to actually take the opportunity to change y'all life right now.
Vic?
I mean, he didn't say it all, but like he said, just take hold to it. Cause once it's gone, it's gone. You feel me? So I ain't gonna lie to you, take heed of it. Cause it's gonna get you farther than where you at now. I promise you that. It's gonna get you way farther than where you at right now. I don't know how I explain it now, but you're gonna see in the long run, bro.
And Vic, so you squared up a little bit? Is that what you trying to tell me? So you now roll with the police commissioner, right? Be honest with it. What's it like to be engaging now with adults? You're still a young person, but adults who treat you equally with respect, and that you can converse with the police commissioner, the mayor, the deputy city solicitor. What's it like? What does that do for you from a confidence standpoint?
I mean, it showed that, you feel me, that they always believed in us. Like I said from the beginning, we ain't left out, you feel me? When I first talked to the commissioner, I said, I thought it was BS, you feel me? I thought he was just gonna brush everything off. No, he kept it real with me, you feel me? Down to the wire, everything that came out of his mouth was straight up.
And we were in this room. I forget what day it was, but it was the day that we launched the Squeegee Collaborative plan, right? It's a big press conference. And young people, I want you to know that the media does not always portray you in the best light, right? And that's their fault, because we got your back, right? But at that press conference, Vicki, when you spoke, one of the things you said, man, and it pierced all of our hearts, you said, we are not animals. What did you mean by that?
I was right here, matter of fact, on this turf, but I meant that, you feel me, we not how other people see us out to be. Like, you feel me? More of the story mistaken, like, misunderstood, stuff like that. So, you feel me, like certain people who pull up on Squeegee block, presidents for one, like you had certain people like, oh, get away from my car, you animal, like, what you mean by that? Like, you feel me, we human just as well as you is, so, I mean, and I also said that by our skin color, because if you look at it, majority of us out there on that corner is black, African Americans, you feel me? So that's what we getting judged by, our skin color, the way we look, the way we dress, the way we like carry ourselves, you feel me? So it's like, people judge us off of stuff like that, you feel me? So, yeah.
Yeah, you are absolutely not an animal. Matter of fact, you all are so beautiful, you know what I mean? Joe and Vernon, can you close us out by reflecting on what you've heard from these young people? When you look in the faces of our young people in the audience, right, and you know what's possible, can you close us out by giving them a message that's from your heart about what is actually possible for them?
Anything is possible. I mean, I just think of myself, like I said, from West Baltimore, went to Carver High School. I never thought in a million years that I would make it to the NFL. And after that, be a vice president of a financial institution, you know, coming from where I come from and seeing what I've seen. And so I've been through some of the same things that you guys are going through. And so I just know that you have opportunity in front of you. And so you want to make sure that you take advantage of those opportunities, because I remember there was no opportunity. Mayor Brandon Scott is bringing, you know, he's very progressive in what he brings to the table for youth. I know he really cares about youth. And so these opportunities for you guys right now, I know for a fact, I just don't remember those opportunities being presented back in the day. And so this is a key moment in time for you to just take hold and make sure that, like I said before, that you just use that grit and grind and make sure that you just put everything into whatever your dream is that you want to be. I love the fact that your entrepreneurship mind, and so if you feel as though you want to have a detail shop, you can have a detail shop. You can. Anything that each and every one of you want to do, you can. Just make sure you put 100% effort into whatever that is.
Powerful. Thank you, sir. Really quick, I would say I was sharing with one of the young men earlier, Tyreek. I would say to you all, brothers, you know, where you are right now. So some of you 19, some of you are 20, some of you are 21. I'm 43, right? So I would say, you know, the 21-year-old me was very reckless. The 21-year-old me was, you know, I was wild, right? And the 21-year-old me didn't necessarily care about the future, you know, buying a home, you know, a career, being a business owner, you know, being connected, you know, with some very influential and successful people. The 21-year-old me didn't care about that. The 21-year-old me was ready to die for a block, was ready to die for my homeboys, and was ready to go to prison if need be, right? That was the 21-year-old me. I can tell you right now that the 43-year-old me feels completely different and does not have that same mentality. So I would say, you know, continue to keep that same grind, that same grit, that same hustle, right? Be around people that's going somewhere, people that are really interested in helping you to get and realize your full potential and to get to where you're trying to go in. Stay focused, and I can guarantee you that as you get older and as you progress throughout life, man, you're going to realize that whatever foolishness, I'm not saying that some of you all were involved in that, but whatever foolishness you were involved in or are involved in, right? That's not really the real you, that's not really the real thing. So I just say keep hustling and keep striving, brothers. And I know a lot of you, as a matter of fact, all of you have great potential. A lot of you are very tenacious. And the fact that you all being out there and you hear no repeatedly and consistently, being no, it builds character. When you can hear no, and then you go to the next car, and you hear no, and you go to the next car. And I've witnessed many of you say thank you, I appreciate it, have a blessed day. We call him Mr. Peace and Blessings because that's what he don't care if you give him a 20 or if you give him the middle finger, he telling you peace and blessings. I've seen this young man do that, right? So that builds character. So I would say take all of the things that you all have learned, the skill set, whatever you have of substance, and you use it and you build yourselves a future with it, but keep going and don't stop. That's what I was saying. Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
Thank you. Yes. Can we give them a round of applause, you all? All right. You know, to our young people, this is not a one-off. This is just not this thing, and it'll go away and it won't happen again. We are going to consistently do things to engage you all. So even if you're sitting back in the cut right now saying, okay, I see some of my folks up there doing okay, I'm still not sure, like Jawan was back in the day, right? Keep coming back to us because we're going to keep coming back to you. So on behalf of the Squeegee Collaborative, my co-chair, where's John Brothers? No, John Brothers and Deputy Mayor Leach and the rest of the Squeegee Collaborative, we care about you, we love you, we're going to be with you. Step your game up. Step your game up. Step into this, take ownership of it, and we got your back. Peace, y'all.
All right, real quick, y'all. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. We got some gift cards coming out after this next panel from DTLR. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody want to go shopping, get some clothes. But don't leave. We got another panel coming up. They got the food about to start and everything. DJ Kiwi, can we get some music for a minute? And coming back up, Dr. Bunley. Come on, y'all. Give it up for Dr. Bunley one more time.
We're going to work through. All right, so at this time, I'm going to bring up the first panelist is Colonel Jones. Would you come on up? Show him some love, y'all. Give him a round of applause. Next, sitting next to our Colonel is Kavan Boosie. Come on up, Boosie. This next person, I'm just so excited. I remember she was you, now she's the second lawyer in the city. Solicitor, Vice Solicitor, Ebony Thompson, Deputy Solicitor. And my colleague from the Mayor's Office of African American Male Engagement, Dr. Rodell Hall.
Yours.
So what we've done, we have 4 questions, and we're gonna just vibe with me, right? As we deal with the questions, everybody does not necessarily need to answer every question, but we're gonna get all of the answers done. And then I think DTLR, you all have put a process in place for the gift cards. I don't have to deal with that, correct? All right. Okay. So, again, my name is Andre Bunley, and I'm a former school teacher, so I'm not talking while my class talking. No, but on the real, we just want to be respectful to the process, right? So we'll move forward with that. Everybody else, if you know you're being disrespectful, you'll check yourself, right? Okay. All right, that being said, I want to get right to the panel. On January 10th, this will be one of the first times in 50 years where we're now taking laws that have been on the books, right? We have laws that have been on the books, and we are in the process. And so I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to interpret it, right? So I can make sure I get the essence of it. On January 10th, Caring People of Baltimore City will begin a hard recruit of youth at Squeegee. In other words, we're leaving no youth behind. Everything that we say, we gotta be real about it. So we're gonna go out public and we will recruit them to their dreams. But at the same time, individuals who have once been on the corner, right? The law is now being enforced, so the law enforcement process is coming into effect. So I just want you can see this. This hasn't happened. You can see what can happen when we bring and give our young people opportunity. But now we're getting ready to bring the law enforcement to do what the rules have been on the books, the net laws, and now we have our youth at Squeegee that were out there trying to make $1, and we're giving them some alternatives to do that. So I just want to ask the panel, based on this being new again, I'm gonna start with you, Colonel. I just want to know, what do you think it's gonna look like? What do you think we're gonna see? What can we anticipate given this process that's getting ready to happen on January 10th? And speaking to the mics, you all.
Hello. So,
keep it to your mic.
First off, good evening. I'm Colonel Kevin Jones. I am the chief of the patrol division. So all non-police districts, as well as non-patrol, like SWAT, K-9, communications, the helicopter unit, motorcycle unit, they all fall under me. So majority of the individual officers that you will be coming into contact with fall under my division. What you can experience is the continued engagement informally from our officers. What we want is a partnership and a referral to services through the city. We believe in an approach of most appropriate, less offensive as far as the operations part. So we're talking about communications between our officers and those individuals who are in the roadway, advising them of not only MOAM, but multiple city services that are available to them, and giving them the opportunity and telling them, hey, this is going on January 10th and beyond. We're going to start to engage and give you those resources and the number and the contact information of our officers who can help you. What we'll do is, we want it to be less intrusive, where we're not talking arrest at first, but we're talking through communications and making everyone aware of this new policy that is coming into effect. So what we'll do, if an individual walks away, then they walk away. But the idea is sometimes our mere presence is enough, because inevitably what we're concerned about is your safety in these roadways. That's what it comes down to. Public safety is not about just crime, but it's also about public order. So your safety in the roadway, as Vicky talked about, people being disrespectful, people saying things, maybe there possibly somebody who drives a vehicle who's taking advantage and maybe trying to hit you or hurt you. We don't want that. So the most effective, least intrusive way is to provide you with the city services and resources that can benefit you. If we're talking housing, if we're talking jobs, if we're talking getting an ID, BPD will be a conduit to get you to the resources that you need. We'll work off of normally a 2 warning phase, but in the 3rd warning time, there will be some repercussions at that point. There has to be. Because at this point, if you're not receiving or you're becoming resource resistant, then we have to move it to the next phase. And the next phase will be, it depends on if you're an adult or a juvenile, how we handle it. We don't want it to be, and you don't want it to get to that point, but we do realize that even in the last phase of a 3rd or consecutive 4th or 5th warning, we're still going to advise you of the services provided by MOAM, and that we would want you not to continue in this path, because we realize, the potential of everybody out there. I truly appreciate Joe Gamble. The only thing that I will say in opposition to Joe is, I don't know about the West Side being the best side. I'm an East Side guy. Born, raised, educated, Potomac Street, Chase Street, Sagra Road in the Northeast, went to Maryville, so I've been where you are. I've seen the things that you've seen, and it is a partnership. When the commissioner said that there is love, I don't want to bypass or overlook what he said. You don't hear it enough. We see you and we care, because I was you at one point. I was growing up on those streets on the east side. So my friends were doing some things like that. I've seen people doing it. So we care. And what we see in this collaboration for Baltimore City Police is we can be more, and we are more than just enforcement. I will end with this. So the military has a statement called the 3 Blocks War. And what the 3 Blocks War means and says is, in a 3-block radius, the entity can go from humanitarian to life-saving to operations, meaning that Baltimore City Police Department does not have to be so monolithic that we only do one thing, which is arrest our way out of crime. We know that there are humanitarian reasons that we need to be out there in the public. We also know that there are life-saving reasons why we need to be out there. And then also there are operational capacity where we need to be out there. We can be everything to everybody at the same time. And I look forward to this collaboration going forward.
Thank you so much. And so let me just, one of the things that I'm hearing, and then I'm getting ready to go to Boosie, I hear some parenting stuff in there. Like, I'm a father, and I'm an uncle, and I'm a mentor. So what I hear that's happening now in Baltimore, we're getting ready to have this high opportunity, real resources, not no fake stuff, right? We're talking about having real opportunities available, but also we got to hold people accountable. That sounds like a father to me, right?
So Doc, you hit it on the head. So I'm the father of 2 children. I have an 18-year-old son who started his first year at College Park, and I have a 15-year-old daughter. There are countless times when I get a call, because I get a call for every shooting and homicide that happens in this city. And depending on the background or the nature of that call, I have to leave my house and go to that scene and see that victim or see that victim's family. And on the ones where there are times when there are juvenile victims, one of the first things that I think of is, unfortunately, this child was out here and became a victim of something, and I just left my house where my daughter or my son was at a kitchen table doing homework, was studying. It may have interrupted every Friday night as our movie night. Somewhere along the way, that child fell through a crack.
Yes, sir.
So it's personable to me.
Yes, sir. Boosie, what do you expect to see? Boosie, you have made us so proud, not because you are perfect or you are there, but you're striving, right? You're striving. And so what do you expect to see, Boosie? I mean, you have some thoughts and some opinions. You were I saw you in the church, cursing in the church. And he was like, well, I'm sorry. And I was telling him, don't judge him. Because he needed to say what he needed to say with your imperfect self, Boosie. Right? Like everybody in this room.
Right.
Your imperfect self. What do you expect to see? What do you think about what you're going to see on the 10th now that we have the police, we have these opportunities, but we also have police saying move to the opportunities? What do you think?
The opportunities that they giving for the younger youth and the older youth, I think it's good for them, because if they was out there squeezing and they ain't got no way to eat food, there's more opportunities that they giving out to get it. Feel what I'm saying? You can't but I say if y'all take the kids from out the corner, I think the murder rate is going to get high, honestly. That's my opinion. Because that's how they make their money. Nobody can take what they got for the kids. They can't, and nobody can take it. But only thing I just say is be around positive energy and good people. You're going to elevate out here, honestly. And see a lot of smiles out there, the young kids, people my age and younger than me. So it's like, I'm up here doing this for y'all, honestly. Because I used to be out on the corner. Shit wasn't, excuse my language, but shit wasn't easy. It was hard. You see where I was at on the corner, Squeegee. I got help from Dr. Bunley, Miss Tracy, Mr. Vernon. That changed my life. So y'all got opportunities out here.
Yes, sir.
Just don't throw that down the drain, honestly.
Right. So what Boosie's saying, we got to keep it a buck.
Real.
Right? We got to keep it 100 about what it is and what we can do. Speaking of keeping it a buck, we were able to create a process where we were able to examine the law, look at the police, but we had this superstar. The deputy solicitor is a superstar. Like, I called her because I can't be associated, because I got a reputation. I've been in Baltimore all my life. You know, me and your mom work together, right? I can't be associated. My word got to be my bond. So I would call you and say, look, we got to make certain that our youngins know that we love them and we care about them. But it ain't about words. It's about opportunity that they can see. Right? And you helped us do that. What do you expect to see, Deputy Solicitor Thompson? What do you expect to see in this process?
Thank you so much for that question, Dr. Bunley. Ebony Thompson, Deputy City Solicitor. I can tell you on the accountability and enforcement piece, as I look out in this room and I see all of these people, and Deputy Mayor Leach will tell you, when I walked in, I wasn't here earlier, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Because this is what true collaboration looks like. And this is not just for a serious issue that this city has been grappling with for decades, but this is a comprehensive approach where we can prove on January 10th that this approach works, where the city actually reaches out and is inclusive and brings squeegee workers to the table. We bring business leaders to the table. We bring nonprofits to the table. We bring residents to the table, and we come up with a comprehensive plan. So I'm excited about next week because I believe that the resources that are available here, everybody said that accountability would have to look like clearing the corners. And everyone knows that I've been saying since day one that not only is unconstitutional, but that is not the policy that this administration wants to promote. That is not what we want to do, and it's not what we have to do. We can do both. We can preserve public safety, and we can provide opportunity. So accountability to me is not only safety, but it is opportunity. And that opportunity exists not only in the resources that are available here today, but if it isn't here today, the people in this room today can get you connected to it. So I'm super excited.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go to the second question, and Dr. Hall, you're going to be the first person to answer the second question, because I'm hearing, similar processes coming up from our panelists. So here's the next question. We have, I'm just going to read it and then interpret it. It says, leaders of the Squeegee Collaborative are making available for our youth numerous learn and earn resources. What are those resources? Job training with income, right? We call that learn while you earn, Billy, right? Learn while we earn, Los. So while we earning, we're learning, right? We have that. We have opportunities. We have you heard Vicky talk about the crowdfunding or the Shine platform. Brother John Brothers, his last name is Brother, but I call him Brother John Brothers. Brother John Brothers introduced us to this idea where you can lay your dream out and say, this is what I want to be, and we publicize it, and people who feel you, vibe with you, they can fund your dream. That's the Shine platform, will help you shine, right? So we're excited about that, right? Then we have credible mentors. We have a few of them in here, all of them in here. These guys, get a credible mentors a hand. Listen, these guys just have the ability to just keep it real with their youngins. They work 24 hours a day. So you have, let me just do this very quickly, because all of you have stand up as credible mentors. The credible mentor, just stand up, just for a minute. I know you didn't want me to do this. The credible mentor, sit down, son. That's my, I'm gonna call your name then. I'm gonna call your name. You a credible mentor. You saw Vernon, you see Joe, Earl Young, you see Barry, you see Kelly, all of these guys are on 24-hour calls. And some of you, Vernon, on 24-hour call, Dr. Hall on 24-hour calls. So we have credible mentors for our young people, right? They're big homies, right? So we're excited about that. So we have the credible mentors. I don't have my glasses on, but bear with me. And then you have the process of the center, where you can constantly get guidance, right? When things don't go right, Dewan, you have your mentor to say, well, calm down, it's gonna be good. Because we're gonna keep it a buck, because none of us is perfect. But you got that constant guidance. And that's what happened. When you get the job, it's not a problem with our youngsters getting the job, giving them the information and the guidance and the support to keep the job. People need chances, and we do that. So that being said, we have this resource process. I'm going to you, Dr. Hall. We got this resource process, and we have this law enforcement process. But guess what? Now out in the street, we're not just looking at our young people, we're looking at our motorists as well, right? Because when you look at the law, the motorists have a responsibility as well as the young people having a responsibility. So what do you think, Dr. Hall, where now we have this process where you have the law enforcement accountability for motorists and youth, and we have these opportunities. So here's the question. What are your thoughts about the actions in helping to change the culture of Squeegee? Do you think that what we're doing now is going to help change the culture of Squeegee? Which, by the way, a lot of the individuals at Squeegee don't realize that the Squeegee has been around about 50 years. Right? 50 years. Right? They've been pushing our children to go out there and get quarters for 50 years. And now we're stepping up to help them. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What you think, Dr. Hall? I would say that the young men will now have a sense of urgency to come and get a job, to come and get training, to come and meet with your big brother, and to let them know that we love them and that we got their back, and that playtime is over. I think this collaborative has come together. The law has been put in place. And now playtime is over. You know, I'm always telling you guys all the time, we don't have time to waste, because the opportunity may not be there next time. So I think with the collaborative coming together, the law being put in place, the police officers coming together, and us being one team, is letting you know that there's no failure in you, and that you're gonna make it, because we already have everything lined up for you to become great. Anybody else want to add to that? If not, I'll move on. All right, thank you for that, Dr. Hall. So listen, this was the first time. Like I'm gonna tell my age, right? I'm 62 years old. I know, you didn't think that. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. This is the first time in Baltimore. The first time in Baltimore where I have seen leadership. I don't know where Deputy Mayor Leach from. That black woman can lead. She can bring people together, right? This is the first time we've seen our youth feeling good that they have a voice, the philanthropic community stepping up, the business community, Sister Shalonda Stokes, and the business community coming together. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you, I went to elementary school in Baltimore, kindergarten. I've never seen this stuff, right? I've seen the business community, the police department with the commissioner saying what he was saying about that love that you're going to, they're going to understand that you're going to treat these individuals like human beings and you're going to get rid of your assumptions and your biases? First time I've seen this stuff, right? Police department coming together and the citizens. This is the first time that this has happened. And they're talking about the issues of helping people to eat. Now, this has been around for 50 years. Here's the question. Just answer this for me. Why did it take to 2023 for this to happen? Why 2023 when our children have been out there for 50 years? Boosie, what you think?
I guess they open their eyes and see what's really going on out here.
Okay. So Boosie said somebody just cleared the glasses off. All right, they open their eyes. Go ahead, Soldier, what you think? He said it's the unwanted attention that they, go ahead, give him the mic.
I feel like they get the unwanted attention because, like, the stereotype that they get is they not really so positive all the time, and if you say no, they might do something to you. And I feel like when that one person got killed, I feel like that really opened a lot of people's eyes and made them look at the Squeegee people as like they really is human beings and they really is trying to get it, just like how everybody else is trying to get it out here.
Oh, come on now, give him some love. Don't act like you didn't hear him. Yes, sir. Anybody else from the audience? What, I mean, 2023, I'm just letting you know now. I was born in 1960. It's 2023. So, what? Yeah. Juwan say, damn, Doc, oh, yeah. I'm just saying, why 2023, y'all? Anybody else? Why 2023 that we finally got it? I mean, I already told you what my bias is, but why now? Because if you don't tell me, I'm gonna tell you what I know what it is.
I'll tell you that.
Go ahead, please tell me.
We have a mayor that cares about his young people. And he listened. Not saying that the other mayors didn't care about them, but Mayor Scott listened. Understanding that these young people are out here for a reason, and he knew he had the power and the connections to help our young people become successful.
Right. Anybody else? I want to add a piece. And I want to give our mayor, who I watched grow up, and I worked with him up in Park Heights as a young man, right? But I'm going to tell you, I called some names of a lot of people, and it's including you. Leadership matters, y'all. Everybody say that leadership matters.
Leadership matters.
But let me just tell y'all something about leadership. When I talk about leadership, I'm talking about you. Los, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Billy. I'm talking about all of you. Leadership matters. You it. We ain't worrying about the future. We're talking about you right now. Leadership. I'm talking about our deputy mayor. Leadership. I'm talking about the John brothers, leadership, the Roger Shaws, the Andrew Muhammad's. I'm talking about leadership. Leadership matters. And you gotta have that no nonsense, that no bull sugar leadership. You gotta have it. So 2023, that's why we have it. Anybody else? I'm going to the last question. All right. Last question reads, basically it says, within the progressive accountability process, that's the law enforcement, both panhandlers and motorists, and I've said this already, will be given citation over time, as the colonel explained, not just giving people citations, but giving people opportunities to think, be reminded of what's going on, right? And this is gonna happen for both motorists and panhandlers in that high traffic area zones. That's why I asked my team to make copies of those signs. If you go to certain areas now, you'll see these signs up. Pay attention to those signs. because we're in a process where we're now enforcing that. But here's the deal. I'm not worried about there being mass arrests of our young people, because I know, based on our young people just want opportunity. So we got to go in the space where they are. Here's been the issue. The issue is, when you talked about Vernon up here, and Vernon talking about how he goes down on the corner and kick it with him, Brother Salim, and how he's getting in proximity to our young people. What we've had is individuals really who are scared of our children. That's what we've had in Baltimore. That's what we have in the school system. You got individuals who let our children do whatever they want to do, except the leaders. Because our young people want accountability. They want it, right? So the motives, what are your thoughts about this progressive guidance? And I'm going to go to our deputy solicitor to help us with this. Deputy solicitor says, what are your thoughts related to this new guidance on progressive warnings and enforcement for illegal behavior at the high traffic intersections? Just give us your thoughts on that, and then we'll close out.
Sure. So the high traffic areas pose the biggest safety risk. So we've looked at the data, the areas that we've chosen, the zones that we've chosen are linked to the data that we've had the most 311 calls, the most maybe violent interactions between motorists and panhandlers or squeegeers. And we are looking at, while the law is applicable to every intersection, we are looking at the most high traffic areas that pose the greatest risk for safety. So that's why we chose the zones. But this gives you, and Dr. Bunley hit it right on the head, this gives us an opportunity to let our young people know that you don't have to be relegated to dashing in between traffic to try to earn money, that there are other opportunities. And if the city and your entire city is behind you, not just local government, but like I said, residents, nonprofits, business community, where we invest in our young people, where we provide alternatives and we provide opportunity, there are better ways that are sustainable. And we want to be fair about this, because this is also about equity, right? In terms of the motorists also being held accountable. So there's every transaction, there's two parties, right? So if there's someone taking money and there's somebody giving money. Either way, you're stopping and you're impeding traffic. So that's on both. So it shouldn't just be the squeegee workers are giving warnings or giving citations. It should be the motorists as well. But we're providing them alternatives as well through the Shine platform, where we're not saying don't give. We want you to give. We just want you to give responsibly. We want you to give safely. This is about public safety. So that's why the zones were designated. It's about the interactions linked to specific data, and these are the ways that we can basically preserve the public safety in the city for everyone.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask the panel to sit still. I'm going to bring up Brother John Brothers, right? And then John Brothers is going to bring the next person up, all right? And then when John Brothers finishes, and you all can come down just for the sake of time. John Brothers, let's show the panel some love, and Brother John Brothers.
This is the best hip-hop song ever created. All right. Paid in full, which is what we're trying to do for y'all. Right? All right.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it.
Uh-huh. I do. All right. First off, I want to say the most disliked person is the person that stands before you in food. So I'm going to try to go quick and get you all ready to get some food, which they're going to when you go up there, box up, and then we can have you leave. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm really happy to be the co-chair of the Squeegee Collaborative with my good friend Joe Jones and with Deputy Mayor Leach. As Shalonda, I think, noted earlier, I have been working on this issue for a really long time. And as I came into this role, I have to be honest with you, I felt a little bit like a fraud, because I had been talking about this issue of squeegee, but I had never actually, to be honest with you, ever held a squeegee in my hand. So I went to Amazon, ordered a squeegee, came to my house the next day, got there on a Friday, and for the whole weekend walked around my house holding a squeegee. I washed every windshield in my window in my house, Smudges are still there. I am not good at it. Washed every window in our car. But what I realized after having a weekend, I actually washed countertops and the dog as they ran by. But what I realized is to be able to do that work, and what I realized through this process, what was the most popular word that was mentioned was the word hustle, right? That all of the good folks, Boozy, all of you all, Davion, that you said the word hustle many, many times. And that it takes real strength and determination to do that work, but that also you wanted to do that in other places. And so what I want to talk to you all about real quickly is the platform that's called Shine. And you all can pull it up on your phones right now. It's Be More Shine, shine.org. And BeMoreShine.org, what that's going to do is, if you have something that you need, if you're part of this effort and you need resources, money for something, and so Davion I'm going to introduce to come up and close us out. Davion is a welder. Davion, was that free? But you've had to spend money to be able to get to where you're at some point, right?
No, I didn't. Honestly, the program was free, and it was like a lot of supportive services.
All right. So to that point, if you're going to drive a truck, you need a CDL license. That costs $850. Right? It's expensive, but you might want to do that. Or if you have other things that you need to do. Vicky is on the platform and is looking for resources. Shine is created because there's a lot of people in the Baltimore area that want to help and have resources and finances to be able to do that. So what we want to do is register folks on the Shine platform who need that has an idea of what they want to do and they need resources behind it, and that folks will be able to go and be able to donate to that directly. And so that's what the Be More Shine platform is. And so if you're involved in this work with the Squeegee Collaborative and you want to be an entrepreneur or you have something that you need to get you to the next level, we obviously want you to work with MoAIM and register yourself to get onto that site so that donors can find you. So without further ado, I'm going to have my good friend Davion come up and close us out. And again, as you go and get food, they're going to box it up for you, and then you can be on your way. But thank you so much. Give a round of applause for Davion.
Okay. All right. How y'all doing? First thing first, where Miss Tracy at? Can you come here, Miss Tracy? I want to give you a big thank you. There you go. Thank you, Miss Tracy. How y'all doing today? First thing first, Happy New Year.
Same to you.
All right, so I'm basically closing y'all out, but I want to speak on my experience with the collaborative and like the hard work and the hard time, the grit and grind that we had to put into this to get here. Like, this just ain't happening overnight for everybody to come out here. Like, we really had to talk a lot of stuff, a lot of business, a lot of stuff that we was going through. Just for them to really like hear my voice, that's what made it like a lot more special when I really started to believe in it more, because like a lot of youth don't get heard by a lot of like organizations or like non-profits, businesses or anything. Like, I know y'all heard the term, like you hang around 10 people that's doing one thing, you're gonna be the 11th one, you feel me? Like, I really had to change my environment, and like just to be in a position where it's I'm around a bunch of business owners and everything else, I could see myself being the next one.
Real.
All right. And one more thing, I want to say thank you to everybody else. Like, once again, this wasn't no easy work. It ain't happened overnight. Deputy Mayor, without home run hits when she talking and ending and closing us out was crazy. Y'all put me up here. But Dr. Bunley, everybody in here, Miss Tracy, Mr. Shaw, Miss Brooks, that's how I met up with MoAIM. But the Squeegee Collaborative, I really believe in it, that it'll help our youth in this city.
Good job.
All right, so we are done. Can we give them a round of applause? Everybody who's been in here, thank you. So now we're gonna figure out this food part. Thank you, Tracy. The flowers were phenomenal. Davion, thank you for honoring her in the way that you did. For all of the partners, the people who have been in the stage, I won't say all of the names again. Want to talk about what we're doing with the food. And for Ira and Ben and the Hoodfellas family, thank you. They're back there. And when I tell you their food is some kind of good, it is good. So we are gonna have it so that you can pack it and take it with you, but you get to choose it and see it's some delicious food. I know you're looking at like, why are we packing it? Some people talk, look, I got places to go and people to see. I want to take this food and get out of here. So we want to do it in as much order as possible, but we also want y'all to make sure that you get the food that you can. So start to pack up, and if you can go back to the back, they have containers so that they can get the food and you can take it with you. All right, thank you so much and have a good one.
Check this out, y'all.
DJ Kibi.
So look, I got 5 gift cards right here. How I want to do this, I want to have a dance battle up here. Somebody, where y'all at that be shaking off? It's a competition. This that Bunky's truck competition. I only got 5 gift cards. You gotta go harder than that. You got to go harder. Come on, you got to go harder.